Check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Fuck you. Yo, let's drink and get fucked up, do blow, do heroin, whatever.
It's not
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
It's not
Shut up!
turntablism.
I hate you so much.
Shut the fuck up, Johnny.
Dude, I fucking hate that. Oh, fuck. What's up, my brothers and my sisters? How is everybody? Look at this fucking bullshit, okay? Today, what happened to me? You know, I was not sure if I was going to talk about it. Today, I scheduled 2 dates, right? Whatever. That's okay. 2 dates is allowed. And I got I got bailed on by both of them. I got not ghosted. I got stood up by both of them. So get fucked, get fucked me. Sometimes it happens. What are you going to do, I don't know. Sometimes it fucking happens. So, but that's the bad stuff. But all in all, I want to get on today and be like, yo, fucking, this is bullshit, all this shit. But I've had a pretty good weekend so far. Yesterday I went skiing with a homie of mine for like the whole day, which was pretty rad. Then after that, this other homie of mine came over and he brought a bunch of art supplies and he did like a painting. He was like pretty shit painting, but like it was his first time doing a painting ever. And he did it. And so that was pretty rad. And I got all my podcast shit done last night. And then we listened to like country music and I played guitar. So it was pretty fucking rad. And then this morning we watched some fucking anime, some fucking Studio Ghibli. Pretty rad. And then now I got some, right now my back and front doors are open and it's a little bit cold in here. Thank God it's like pretty temperate right now in Montreal. But they're open because I was cooking pulled pork, but I don't have like a really kind of deep casserole dish. So I'm cooking like a big amount of meat, like a big fuck off cut of pork in just a cast iron pan with high walls. So some of the stuff, the juices spilled over the cast iron pan, smoked up my whole house. Now it's smoking up the smoke and I just gotta, let it burn off. This thing is over here because I have let my pot, when I'm cooking tea or whatever, I have let the water boil off an insane amount of times. And now this is the fucking result. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? Look at this fucking bunch of bullshit. Who knew that letting a pot boil down to so that there was nothing left in it would have consequences? I've let this pot boil down so that there's nothing left in it like 100 times. And look at this. The bottom came off. This is the bottom of the pot. And this is the rest of the pot. And it's just like, what would happen, it would be on the element and it would be like rocking like that for whatever reason. I guess there was like space in between this fucking bottom plate and the actual pot. But yeah, look at that. It just came right off. So, this is what happens. In case you guys are wondering, this is what happens when you let a pot boil down to empty for a while. Yeah. Anyway, the pulled pork smells delicious, and I think it's going to be really fucking good. So that's pretty big bonus. And yeah, I chilled out today, which is pretty fucking rad. And I'm going to play some music later on today. So, like pretty good overall. Oh, and I got these kick-ass glasses. I feel like I look 100 billion times smarter in these. So what's up, dog? So, c'est la vie. Anyway, what do we got today here? Can't say that. I wrote down I would love to see my friends go to therapy because I go to therapy, right? And I talk about like, whatever the fuck is bothering me. And it's like, look, everyone's struggles are real. And, it's not good to compare yourself in any way, especially it doesn't help to compare your struggles. You know what I mean? But speaking frankly, in the grand scheme of things, my struggles, legitimate though they are not that big. I don't have to fucking like murder anyone to eat. I've never been raped. It's like my struggles are pretty vanilla. You know what I mean? And so when I go to therapy, it's like me just being like, today I felt bad because of this reason, you know. And my therapist is like, she's great. She's like, you know, you're a human. It's normal for you to feel that way. But it's just like, you know, when you go there, it's kind of trivial. Like the stuff you're talking about, you're like, I feel this because of this. It's not trivial, but it, again, in the grand scheme of things, coming from a person who's not, you know, I wasn't like a child soldier, so it's like, it's kind of mellow. And so what I wrote down is I would love to see my friends go to therapy because I would love to hear the kind of like, quote, again, trivial shit that they're dealing with, where they're like, you know, maybe they're like, Tom came up and he stole my orange. And I really wanted to eat that orange. And when Tom stole my orange, he said, haha, get fucked. I like oranges more than you, or something like that. You know what I mean? So, I don't I don't know. Maybe it'd be good to see him in therapy. I don't fucking know. Speaking of my homies, I was talking to one of my homeboys, and he was like, I already talked about it, so I got to talk about it. Yeah, I got stood up by fucking 2 ladies. Ugh, fucking sucks, dude. It sucks to get rejected, man. It wasn't even rejected. It just sucks to get stood up. It's so hard, like, dating in this time, like, in this era, whatever, because the online dating thing is just, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's like really easy to flake on a commitment. You know what I mean? For girls and dudes. And, yeah, it just sucks. So don't stand people up. Maybe I'll cut this out. Maybe it's kind of a bummer. I don't fucking know. I had a couple beers, you know, so rock and roll. Anyway, one of my homies, we were having a chat. He just got a puppy. And he's got a live-in girlfriend. And he was like, yeah, man, raising a puppy is hard. And he goes, I can't imagine raising a puppy alone. I was like, really, dude? Like, you can't fucking imagine raising a puppy alone? It's not like, you know, your dog is going to be the next Jesus Christ. It's not the second coming. Like, it's just a fucking dog. You just got to feed it and take it for walks. You can't imagine doing that alone? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? It's not a kid. And even if it was a kid, a fucking hundreds of thousands, millions of people, maybe, I don't know the stats, raise kids on their own. You know, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you privileged fuck? You can't imagine raising a puppy alone? What kind of pampered ass life have you lived? He was 100% serious too. He was like, dude, I can't imagine raising a puppy alone. Raising too. That's a strong choice of words. I can't imagine raising a puppy alone. It's like, I feel like that shouldn't be the verb. It should be like, I can't imagine taking care of a puppy. I can't imagine owning. I can't imagine, you know, raising a puppy alone, bro. That puts yourself right up there with fucking single mothers. Like, you need to check yourself, dude. Raising a puppy is not that hard. And I know I'm going to get 100 people be like, you don't fucking know, it takes a lot of effort. Shut the fuck up, okay? It's not that bad. You teach them how to fucking shit outside. You teach them how to pee. You teach them not to bite. It's not that bad. I've had puppies in my life. It's not that big of a deal, okay? If you're on a fucking farm, they don't even raise them. They're just like, fuck that dog. They kick them outside and tell them to get fucked. You know what I mean? Oh, but it's different if you're in the city because you don't have a backyard. Yeah, I don't give a shit. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, it's raising a puppy. It's not fucking rocket science. So get fucked. What else do we got in here? Male compliments. There's like a trope or like a meme on Reddit that comes up a lot where it's like, whatever, you know, talking about like men's mental health, and it's like men like are crazy because they never receive compliments. And at first I was like, I don't know what the fuck those guys are talking about. I get compliments all the time, you know? Tom, you have a nice voice. Tom, you're really tall, whatever. It's great. I feel good about myself. The thing that I noticed though is that what I don't receive that often is I don't receive compliments from my male friends. And I think that's what people are talking about. Because I think males will get compliments from women all the time, whether or not they're like romantically involved or whatever. I think that's just an easier dynamic to receive, for men to receive compliments in. But it's hard for men to give compliments to other men because as a man in society, you're like you everything that you do is fiercely competitive. Your salary, your like relationship history, your sexual prowess, your fucking dick size, your height, your athletic ability, your intelligence, your charisma, your humor, all this shit. It's a fucking competition, right? To see who's the best, who's the sickest. You got to be the most ill guy in the room, all this shit. So as a male, if you give a compliment to another male, that's acknowledging their skill in an area where you're likely trying to compete, which, like, as a competitor is not something you want to do. If you're competing against somebody, you don't want to be like, you're sick at this, because it's like, no, you're competing. You have to be the best. So the male on male compliments are hard to give. Like, even me, when I give another dude a compliment, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to say this because, like, I want to be the best. But it's like, you know, that's fucking crazy. Obviously, it's fucking insane, but, you know, c'est la vie. So people are like, men don't receive compliments that much. To be specific, I don't think men receive compliments from other men that much. Or if you look at women, you know, oh my God, that dress looks so great in you. Oh my God, you're doing so well. Oh my God, look at how pretty you are. Oh my God, like, you're so funny, all this shit, whatever. Whereas, like, men, I feel like male on male compliments are much less frequent. Skinny duct tape. I don't have my props here. I forgot to get my skinny duct tape. You ever go to Dollarama, though, or something, and you buy duct tape, and the duct tape roll is like about like that big, you know, but there's only about that much fucking duct tape, you know, and then you go to like the hardware store, like Canadian Tire, and the duct tape's about that fucking big, you know. Why do they make the skinny ones? Why wouldn't they just make them all thick? It must be some kind of scheme to get more money, you know, like the skinny duct tapes have better margins. But it's so obnoxious because it's like, first of all, please don't fuck me out of my money. Like, can you just sell me a duct tape for a regular amount of money? And, like, you know, that'll be a fair, equal transaction. I would like to just have an equal transaction with you, not get fucked out of my money for a skinny duct tape, bitch. Second of all, when you do the skinny duct tape, it creates all this waste. Packaging waste, right? Plastic that it's wrapped in. The shipping waste, CO2 from all the boats that ship the fucking skinny duct tapes around the world. Right? And then the waste. So the waste, the middle part of the duct tape, the fucking cardboard circle, right? Those are more frequent because they're skinnier. So it's just like, fuck you. And again, fuck Dollarama. Dollarama keeps coming up in my life. They sold me this piece of shit alarm clock that fucking has a small ass time on it. You know, I talked about that before. The time on the alarm clock is this fucking big, you know. Now they're selling me this skinny ass duct tape. Bunch of fucking bullshit, you know. Suck my dick. Okay, so whatever. What's this? Oh, Christ. Pandemic, right? Everyone's craving social interactions. You know what I mean? Everyone needs some fucking social time. My homie hits me up. You want to go for a walk? Smoke some weed? Fuck yeah, dog. Cool. I'm not going to smoke weed. You do your thing. Sure. This homie of mine, he smokes weed enough. You know, so we go for this walk. I'm like, bust out the joint. You know, I'm like, oh, cool. He's going to handle his shit. Now, meanwhile, before he busts out the joint, we have a nice talk, you know, deep talk, great talk, good guy, smart guy. We're chatting, blah, 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 entertaining. I'm getting my social itch scratched, you know, because in the pandy, I'm fucking fiending. I need some social shit. So I'm getting a good combo in, feels good. This motherfucker breaks out the joint. And again, this guy smokes weed. I'm like, yo, this guy can handle it. No problem. He can handle his shit. He fucking smokes weed all the time. No worries. He smokes weed. He shuts the fuck up. He stops talking. He's tweaking out because he's high. So now, you know, we're 30 minutes into our chill sesh. We're on a walk. Now he shuts the fuck up. Now I'm essentially talking to myself as I just tell him, you know, what the fuck's going on in my head. You know, I'm having a conversation with myself. Dog, I do that enough at home. I'm fucking crazy enough talking to myself here in my fucking house. I don't need to talk to myself when I'm out with a homie of mine. If you can't smoke weed and handle your shit, don't smoke weed, you fuck. You know? Figure your fucking dumb brain out. What the hell's wrong with you? So I was like, that was great. You know, go to hang out with the jabroni. And here he is. He can't fucking put a sentence together because he's tweaking out too much because he's high as shit. You know, he's bugging out. Clams up. You know, when you clam up, you get high on weed, you can't fucking speak. Stupid motherfucker. He knows who he is, too. I already told him about this. So if you hear this bitch, yeah, fuck you. What else we got? Yeah, okay. Don't buy vinyl. Yeah, man. I talked about this once or twice before, but it's like, dude, I was so enamored with vinyl. You know, I was like, oh, it's gonna make me happy to buy vinyl. Wrong. No, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe if you make vinyl like your whole thing, you know, maybe like you're a DJ, you know, digging in the crates, whatever, all that bullshit. But dude, it's just not worth it. If you're thinking about getting into vinyl, you know, and you're not like fucking diehard about it, you know, you're just like, maybe it'll be cool. It probably will not be worth it. Because the setup, I went on the mega cheap setup, and I think still mine was like $400 to get like the speakers, the turntable, whatever, all that bullshit, somewhere around there. I don't know. It was a while ago, so I don't remember. And then you got to buy all the vinyls. So first of all, what they don't tell you is vinyl is heavy as shit, all the individual records. So if you ever want to move them, you got to lug it around. The second thing that people take for granted is the space they take up. Okay. They're large, so you got to find some fucking place to put them. Third is you have to, excuse me, vinyl records, you only have at tops about 5 songs on a single vinyl record. I just got to fucking watch it because, like I said, the fucking pulled pork, man, there's grease in the bottom of the oven, and I know from experience, grease in the bottom of the oven is how you get a grease fire in an oven. That happened to me. I didn't think grease in the bottom of the oven would be a big deal. This is when I was at McGill, and I was living in. This is actually a good story. Just take a pause on the vinyl. I was at McGill. I was like 20. I was a fucking idiot, and I would make beer in the butt chicken every week to eat. My roommate had this like fucking stand, and you put a beer in the stand, then you shove it in the, not the asshole, but like the cavity of the chicken. And then the beer fucking evaporates. It goes to the chicken, makes it really good. It's easy peasy. Thing is that the stand goes on like a baking sheet. The only baking sheet we had didn't have high walls. So similar to this situation, the beer in the butt chicken is standing upright. Like the cavity of the chicken is pointing down towards the baking sheet, and the chicken is standing upright. It's not lying on the baking sheet, standing upright with the beer in it, you know? And all the fucking juices and oil and delicious grease of the chicken would kind of drip onto the baking sheet, but it would be so much grease that it would overflow on the bottom of the oven. Now I'm 20, you know, I'm dumb as fuck. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. It'll just burn off. I'm like, I didn't even think like, oh, it'll just burn off. I was just like, I don't fucking care. You know, I'm not going to think about this. It's the fucking oven. Who gives a fuck, you know? Of course, I do this like enough times, probably like a whole year or something. And then spring comes around, and I've been doing beer in the butt chicken with the grease dripping over the side in the fucking oven for a whole year. So I fucking switch on the oven, you know, put it to whatever, 375, whatever the fuck it is. Get it up to the beer in the butt chicken status. And then all the collected grease on the bottom of the oven just bursts into flames. And it's me, my Asian Jewish roommate, my other Jewish roommate, and this fucking rich kid from out west. And we're all like just privileged fucks. We're like, there's a fire in the oven. We don't know what the fuck to do. So my Jewish roommate, he's like, I got it. he fills a bowl filled with water. My Asian Jewish roommate does this. And he was the most like clueless of it all. Like he was really not handy. You know what I mean? He's like, I got this. He fills up a bowl filled with water, and then he goes to throw it on the oven. Now, before I tell you what happened, I'll just say that, first of all, this is my initial reaction too. If he didn't do that, I was going to do the exact same thing. It's a fire, dog. You throw fucking water on the fire, you put it out. Now, the important detail here is that it's a grease fire. And if any of you are fucking competent and intelligent, you'll know that if you pour water onto a grease fire, a fire fueled by grease, it only makes the fire flare up. Now, my other Jewish roommate, I don't know why the Jewish part is relevant, but it's just how I remember it in my head. But anyway, my other Jewish roommate, he's he's a smart guy. And so as my one roommate is filling this bowl filled with water, he's like, dude, don't throw my one roommate is like, he's like, I got this, fills it with water, he goes to throw it. As he's throwing it, my other roommate's like, no, it's a grease fire, don't. Too late. Throws the water into the oven. Big fireball out of the oven. Now, we were lucky enough that it just so happened that the nature of the fire, the amount of water my roommate threw on it, it flared up and then went out. I guess the fire just burned itself out, whatever the fuck. But anyway, yeah, so we were lucky enough that happened and we didn't kill ourselves. And everyone was mad at me after. And I was like, whatever, fuck you guys. I'm still making beer with the butt chicken, suck my dick. So, but anyway, I know that a grease fire is problematic. And I know that it's caused by grease dripping down below the oven. And I know it can just be started just by turning on the oven. So I have that situation right now in my oven. So I just, got to be careful. I don't fucking know. But anyway, back to vinyl. Yeah. Vinyl, it's like, yeah, so there's a maximum of like 5 to 7 songs on one side of a vinyl. That means every max, like every max 7 songs. Like the most you're going to get is 7. I think even that is like an overestimate. Every 7 songs, you're going to have to stand up, walk to your fucking record player and flip it over. Now, some of you say, well, it's about the experience and I like to do that. But okay, maybe, it's 6:00 on a Wednesday. You got home, you just want to put on some music and chill out. You put on your favorite record, right? But the thing is, by now, you put on this record 100 million times. You know every fucking song, You don't want to listen. Sometimes you just want to put shit on. Too bad, bitch. You only have fucking vinyl. You have to put on a song you've heard a million times because you only have fucking vinyl. Either that or you're flipping through your billion vinyl collection. So look, I'm not going to get too much more into it, but it's a pain in the ass. I get some people are like, vinyl enthusiasts, fucking vinyl is life. And she's like, sure, do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm just saying, if you were like me, where you were like, oh man, it would be so cool to get vinyl, it's not that cool. It's only like a little bit cool and really not worth the effort. So like pro tip, steer clear, just stick to Spotify, bro. Like it's a blessing. The fuck was I talking about? That was it. It was the vinyl word. Again, I think this is kind of a rehashing, but KEERstan versus KEERstan. Oh my God, fuck off. That's it, really. Just like, God, I want to be in the baby room where the baby's getting delivered, and the mom, I presume it's the mom who's like, because no way the dad's going to be like, oh, actually, I prefer KEERstan over KEERstan. You know what I mean? No fucking way. It's for sure the mom who's like, it's KEERstan. And you know what? It's probably fucking Karen who's giving birth to KEERstan, not Kirsten or Kristen or KEERstan. Like, it's just fuck you. Oh, God. Such a whack name. You know what? If you're named KEERstan, sorry, man. Fuck you. If you're named KEERstan, those are whack names. Those are the millennial Karens. Yuck, I dislike. And I dislike it more because of this stupid distinction. Can you imagine being the doctor in the baby room, the birthing room, whatever the fuck, delivery room, and they're like, what do you want to name your kid? And the person's like, KEERstan. And they're like, KEERstan? And the mom's like, no, KEERstan. Sounds like a rejected name of a country in the Middle East. KEERstan, Afghanistan, Iraq, Palestine, and KEERstan. The fuck? No, thank you. What else we got here? Lotto Lady. Bro, there's some poor people in my neighborhood, I really can't talk shit. I don't have a lot of money, but, I come from an affluent family, so I have affluent tendencies, whatever. There's a trend in, I think, poor neighborhoods to play the lotto more. I feel like that's a trend among poor people in the demographic of lower income. Like I think playing lotto is higher. I don't know. I'm just kind of like an educated guess, But I see people playing lotto here all the time. Now, look, I guess it doesn't really matter what socioeconomic strata you come from. If you go to the grocery store and there's a big fucking lineup behind you and you hold up the line playing lotto, you're a piece of shit. The only reason that I bring up, impoverished communities is because I feel like it's become kind of normal there. But I just have to say, don't do that. If you're a person that does that, whatever kind of income you make, stop fucking doing that because you're fucking playing yourself. You're just giving money to a company that, it's like a 1 in bajillion odds, The other thing is it's a real piece of shit move, however much money you're making, to hold up a line of people trying to buy food and get their stuff so you can do the winner, gagnon, fuck you, dog. Don't do that shit. If you want to do it on your own time, if you want to go down to the racetrack and gamble, whatever, but don't hold up people to do a essentially futile effort for your own fucking vices. I don't stand in line at the grocery store and fucking jerk off and drink beer. You know what I mean? I do that in the privacy of my home. If you have fucking vices, do it where you're not bothering people. If you gotta gamble, you feel the need, take it to your fucking house, man. Gamble in some other way. Don't hold people up. Because it's like you're holding people up for a vice. Are you kidding me, bro? Don't hold people up. Don't hold people up for a vice. That's shit, bro. That's the whole concept of a vice. It's extra. It's unnecessary. Not only that, it's kind of negative. That's the kind of inherent qualities of a vice. It's negative. It's not great. So anyway, enough said. You can't fucking drive. You cannot drive to most of Canada. Again, for my wonderfully ignorant American listeners, there's a province in Canada. It's called Manitoba. It's to the immediate west of Ontario. You might be familiar with Ontario. It holds such wonderful haunts that you enjoy as Toronto, really, or Niagara. But immediately to the west of the province of Ontario is a province called Manitoba, which holds roughly nothing of value. Maybe like some mines. I don't fucking know. In terms of culture, it's pretty much a zero. Sorry if you're from Manitoba, but I think we both know that's true. There's a city in Manitoba. It's called Churchill. It's relatively far north, but it's not that far north. It's about in the middle of the province, roughly, And as I say this, my Canadian geography is so shit. I'm worried that Churchill is in Ontario. I'm not really sure. I think it's in Manitoba, though. Anyway, you can't drive to Churchill. Why can't you drive to Churchill, Tom? You know why? Because there's no fucking roads that go there. How crazy is that? Dog, that's insane. Not only can you not drive to, northern Manitoba, you have to fly in. You can't drive to northern Ontario. The roads stop at this city called Pickle Lake, which I've been told is a haven for psychopaths. I think I made up that rumor, though, so, don't quote me on that. But anyway, you can't drive to the majority of our country, which is fucking nuts. Like, I mean, if you start at the south of our country in like a populated zone, Vancouver, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, I don't know, Halifax, whatever the fuck, you can't just drive north. You have to like pick a route and plan it. And even then the roads just stop, like I said, and then you have to take a bush plane out. So I didn't realize, again, Canadian geography in general, not my strong suit, but I did not realize how vast and, I mean, in a word, underdeveloped a lot of Canada was. Not that there's like a lot of people in Canada that are like clamoring to have space developed. We have as much development as necessary for the people here, roughly. I'm sure there's a bunch of communities that would object to that. But I'm just saying, like, there's, I kind of thought if I had a car, I could just drive north to kind of wherever, but that's not really the case. I think I can probably get into Nunavut or something. I don't even know. But yeah, you can't drive to every city in Ontario or Manitoba, or probably you can't drive to every one of the cities in each province. Like if you start in Saskatchewan and you're like, I want to drive to every city. I don't think that's possible. I don't know, but based on what I've seen looking at the map, I don't think it's possible, which I thought was like fucking nuts. Anyway, wonder how that fucking pulled pork is doing, Heavy compost. I'm a big compost guy, I missed a compost 1 week. Or maybe a couple weeks. I don't fucking remember. I keep my compost outside so it doesn't fucking smell. So, of course, when I dump all the shit in it freezes up. And like I said, I missed a couple weeks. So what happens? A brick of solid plant waste forms at the bottom of the compost bin. I don't care. Not my problem, right? I take the compost bin, knowing full well that most likely the fucking garbage guys, they can't deal with it. What are they gonna fucking, what are they, firebenders? They're gonna melt the fucking compost, dump it in the truck? No, it's rock solid ice. They're gonna do their best and probably just throw it on the ground. So of course I take it out. It's essentially like a huge dumbbell because it's so fucking heavy. It's like half filled with frozen compost. I take it down to the curb. Halfway through the day, I hear the truck. Right? French, my fucking, chatting between the two of them. My fucking, he picks up the fucking thing. And fucking, I hear clang, 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 on the fucking truck. And he's trying to get the frozen block out. Clang, clang, clang. Bang, what the fuck? Bang, 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 fuck, sir. C'est quoi ça? Bang, bang. It's not coming out. Bang, qu'est-ce que fuck? I hear more aggravated. I stick all this. Bang, bang, bang. Finally, I hear bang, fuck, shit. And then I hear fucking plastic on concrete as he's like, fuck this cunt. And he throws the fucking heavy ass compost back at my fucking door. I go downstairs, go outside, and there's the fucking dumbbell compost on the fucking side of the walk. Frozen solid, heavy as shit. I got to lug it back into my place. Now, joke's on me because I had to lug the frozen compost back up here, but I couldn't help but laugh at the garbage guy who was like, I can't get it out. It's frozen. Yeah, piece of shit, but what are you going to do? Suck my balls. I don't give a fuck. Trying to get with it, then you shit out of luck. Mr. MCT, I do my own G. When I run my show, I make that money. Psych, I do this shit for free. Easy. Yes, I don't get paid on this bitch. Yo, couple people liked. Actually, shout out to one of my day ones, Beatrice. I'm actually not sure if that's her name, because I only know her on Instagram as like DRB or something. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it's fucking. Let me just see this motherfucking shit. Yeah, Beatrice. Beatrice. Shout out to Beatrice. Beatrice Frankie. She's been supporting me for a minute, so shout out to Beatrice. You're fucking legit, B. She hit me up, and she was like, yo, I do this segment, fucking harsh rap lyrics, and where it's like, sometimes hip hop fucking, they have like just intense rap lyrics. So if you guys are listening to rap, or really any songs, and you hear a fucking specific lyric where you're like, man, this shit's crazy, I bet you Tom can make fun of this, send that shit to me, dog. Write me on fucking Instagram, write me on fucking LinkedIn. No, fuck LinkedIn. Don't write me on LinkedIn. But write me on Instagram, on fucking YouTube. Put it in the comments. Whatever the fuck. I don't know. If you got a rap lyric you want me to make fun of or a song, put it in there. I'll check it out. I'm not guaranteeing shit because, like, I do whatever the fuck I want. So if you post some whack-ass song or, like, some lyrics that's not funny, maybe I'll just say get fucked. But, if you got one that you think is cool, throw it on there. So, cool. So that's harsh rap lyrics, I'm not going to put the intro here. We'll save that for when we're actually doing it, but I made a little intro. But anyway, things I hate 29. Schwan schwan. Schwan schwan. Motherfucker say yeah. Motherfucker say yeah. I think I just said this on 28, but I'm now at fucking 3,000 followers on TikTok, 100 subscribers on YouTube, baby. Let's fucking go. Let me just confirm if that's true. Oh, no. Only 99 subscribers. But pretty close, so whatever. I'm definitely at 3,000 on TikTok, so that's pretty rad. I mean, it's TikTok, so 3,000 is not too much, but it's just cool that people are checking me out. If you found me on TikTok from here, again, thank you very much. TikTok's a wild place. It's really making me have to be comfortable with my opinions because people will talk some shit on TikTok. They'll be like, you're a fucking idiot, which is kind of a neat experience. Because, I haven't had too many people just, like, say that straight to my face or, like, straight to me. But they'll be like, you're a piece of shit and you're a racist and you're fucking – and what you're doing is evil. And you're like, holy fuck. So you really just got to make sure that what you're doing you're cool with. What do we got on here? First thing I wrote is weed is a gate rape. Weed is a gateway drug. Fuck off. I have done other drugs, though. I just get mad at, I get mad at dishonesty. That's kind of like a big thing with me. I try to be really fucking upfront. I'm impatient. I'm upfront. I go straight for the jugular on whatever, let's deal with this. Let's go. I'm trying to learn to be a little bit more patient, put up a little bit more barriers, therapy, what up. But anyway, on the topic of dishonesty, when you're a kid, all that dare bullshit, which is dare and, don't do drugs is the same as teaching the only way to not get pregnant is to do abstinence, right? It doesn't work. If you just tell kids, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, they're just going to like, okay, well, what's the first thing we're going to do? Fucking drugs. Because it's like, are you kidding me? People make such a big deal about this. We got to try it out. It must be sick. Also, you see it in every fucking movie. Cocaine, weed, fucking heroin, whatever. All this shit. Crack, meth, speed, PCP, Vyvanse, whatever the fuck, It's in all the movies. So it's like, dude, I want to check it out. What are all these fucking movie stars doing? I know it's stupid, but like, look, I'm dumb as fuck now. Can you imagine me when I was like a teenager or like in my 20s? Bro, no chance. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not even that big of a drug dude, I don't really fuck with drugs too much because, like, straight up, I just don't really like the way they make me feel, A lot of drugs just make me tweak the fuck out. I don't really feel good. Usually I just drink. I smoke like, fuck. So, just quick aside, continuing things I hate 28, I talked about making pulled pork. Well, I gave that grease fire story. Well, I did pulled pork. There were definitely a little bit of flames in the oven when I opened it this time, but, we handled it. It's okay. Good news is the pulled pork itself is looking minty for finty. But, yeah, it's a little bit dangereux, so I just got to keep a nose and an eye over there. But anyway, yeah, I'm not really like a drug guy. Yeah, drugs make me tweak out. I drink and I smoke a little bit of weed. And I fuck with psychedelics a tiny little bit, but I'm still like new to them. You know what I mean? But like blow doesn't really do it for me. Not really a fun time. Probably fucks you up a lot too. I've never done heroin, but I mean like that would probably be rad, but pretty scary and fucked up. Crack, I've never really done. Frankly, I kind of want to do it just to cross off the bucket list. Like that'd be pretty rad if you were like, yeah, I smoke crack. Like that'd be pretty fucking rad to say. But like that's kind of dumb. Meth I've never done. It's similar to crack, but I'm kind of okay to like not do meth. It just seems like not that fun, But it's just like my thing with drugs is like I was always just so curious about them because there's I feel like drugs are a huge part of our culture, a huge part, right? Like everybody does drugs, everybody. People doing cocaine on Wall Street. Oh fuck, it's definitely grease burning in the bottom of the other. People doing cocaine on Wall Street. People do cocaine like it's just There's so much drugs everywhere, and all you get in school is don't do fucking drugs. If you do any amount of drugs, they'll kill you. And what do they say about weed? Weed is a gateway drug. It's like, fuck off, If you have a stoner. I mean, I wrote fuck off, but now that I think about it, it kind of is a gateway drug. But it's just like, dude, just because you like smoking weed doesn't mean you're going to like doing other drugs. Like the way they pitched it in school is like, if you smoke weed, you will eventually suck dick for heroin. That was how they pitched it, which is not fucking true. You know what I mean? Maybe oh, fuck. I got to check for smoke. Hold on. It's okay. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's okay. I think maybe the house will burn down, but I'll be here to fucking... Anyway, they made it seem like if you smoked weed, you were going to suck dick for heroin, which is, is obviously not a foregone conclusion, but here we are. So I just wished, and I went to a private school, in an all-boys private school in grade 7 and 8, and they were just like, I just could have used a little more dose of reality at an earlier age, I think. I could have used a little bit more like, yeah, you probably will do some fucking drugs, but you know what? As long as you're not a total idiot, like you shouldn't die. Like be careful. And what they have now is like test kits, which are fantastic for like whatever MDMA or coke or whatever the fuck you're doing. And I did drugs a little while ago with this homie of mine who was like good about it and careful. And he's like, we got this fucking test kit. And I was like, oh, that's sick and way more responsible than I would have been. So yeah, I don't know. It's just the DARE system needs to get the fuck out, and they need to be like, you're probably going to do I mean, like, if you're cool, you're gonna do like you're probably gonna do shrooms, maybe some acid, some blow probably. It's just like, all this stuff is like kind of all right, but like just make sure you're getting it from a safe spot and you're not like a total fucking idiot, and all that stuff. It needs to be more realistic. Just how like, in most places we don't teach the only way to prevent pregnancy is abstinence. No, it's, wear a condom, I don't know, do anal, whatever. There just needs to be a little more flexibility in the drug prevention and education system than just don't do drugs or you're going to fucking die. You know what I mean? What do we got here? I got a couple things to say about dating apps because now I've been on Hinge for a while and it's going okay, but it's like still kind of shitty. What did I say? I had something else. Oh, so the first thing I'll say, I try whenever I talk about dating apps because the only profiles I see are women, obviously. And you see a lot of like basic shit, Ricky Frischman was on here talking about travel and pizza. Everybody likes travel and pizza. That's true. I try not to brand this as, oh my God, women's profiles are basic. Because just like I said on that episode, it's not women. It's just sometimes people don't put a lot of thought into, I don't know, whatever the fuck they're saying. Or they're just, everybody fucks up. They say dumb shit. So I try not to say women. I just try to say people. But, having said that, I only see women's profiles. So I don't know what men's look like. But I imagine there's similar bullshit, boring-ass stereotypes on men's profiles. But something I have seen a lot of is people are like, oh, fuck, it's really smoky. People are like, I love orange wine. And it's like, dude, like orange wine came into the public eye, what, maybe 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, roughly, something like that. Maybe 3 years if you're on the cutting edge of the culinary scene. And people are like, I love it. I want to call bullshit because it's like, I don't know, like maybe I'm just a cynical asshole, but I feel like if you were that, like if you were going to be so passionate about this one very specific niche thing, I feel like you would have found it before now. Now, look, that's a total just out of my ass statement. People find things they love all the time, but it just pissed me off because I saw a bunch of them. It's a fad. It's a fucking fad. What do you want, Tom? It's a fucking fad. Yeah, okay, fair. But it's just like, just be like, I love orange wine. Tom, why don't you chill the fuck out? They're just talking about things they're interested in. I don't give a fuck. It still pisses me off. Just like, I love orange wine. It's like, do you? Do you really fucking love it? If you love it so much, why don't you fucking marry it? Anyway. So orange wine, the other thing too is like from a guy's perspective, from my perspective, but I think most men, I was talking to my homie about this. Beer to fucking get me going and coffee to mellow me out, From a dude's perspective, maybe you're like, fuck, I'm horny or I'm lonely, whatever. You're on the dating apps, you're fucking swiping, You're like, fuck, I need a match. I need a fucking match. You're swiping, I need a fucking match, And then you're getting all riled up, frustrated, whatever, sexually, lonely, emotionally frustrated, whatever the fuck it is, right? Just, I need a match, whatever. You get all riled up. When I feel that, I take a beat. I fucking crank one out. Shocker. I don't feel that frustrated anymore. Put my phone down. I don't really need to swipe anymore. I'm good. So yeah, I just, thought that was kind of a funny, crazy observation, to think that after I nut, I would not be that interested in swiping on dating apps. Isn't that weird? It's a weird thing. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk? Not me. Anyway, that's that. I was thinking about celebrity interviews where like people talking about celebrities. Specifically, I was thinking about Jennifer Lawrence because when she kind of blew up, everyone's like, she's so down to earth. She's so down to earth. And I thought it'd be cool for once if people described a celebrity as like, he's so fucking far from earth. He's so high above the rest of us, or she's so high above the rest of us that it's like, we're just fucking peasants to them. Like, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear someone talk about a celebrity that's just so not on their level, but talk about them in an endearing way. Like this person is so much better than the rest of us, and we love them for it. I think that'd be kind of neat, because everyone's like, oh, they're famous and they're so down to earth. But what if they were like, oh, they're famous and they're total pieces of shit, and I'm so happy they are. I think that would be kind of neat. What do we got here? Oh, my dad thinks black people are so fucking cool. I inherited that from him. But the thing is, he would never say that. But, this is how I know he thinks black people are the fucking shit. I'll tell you why. There's two musicians I'm going to reference. One is Van Morrison. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of him. Brown Eyed Girl. No. Wait, how's it go? You, my brown eyed girl. Dum, 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 dum. You, my brown eyed do, 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 do. And where did we go? Do, 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 do. Babe, when the rain came. Van Morrison, okay? There's another artist. A lot of people probably will still have heard of, but I think a little bit less famous than Van Morrison. His name is John Lee Hooker. I think he does Green Onions. No. Yeah. Look up Green Onions, John Lee Hooker. I'm pretty sure that's him. Anyway, he's a famous blues artist. He was in the Blues Brothers movie. He's quite famous as well. Just not as many kind of pop hits or whatever, white people bangers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But my dad will quote this saying that he heard. I don't even know what the fuck the source is on this, but he's told me this factoid over a dozen times. Van Morrison will be playing, right? He'll put it on in whatever fucking family gathering, and I'll be like, oh, Van Morrison, he's so great. And then he'll be like, you know what John Lee Hooker, a black dude, I don't know if I mentioned that. You know what John Lee Hooker said about Van Morrison? And I'm like, what, Dad? Knowing full well, he's like, John Lee Hooker said that Van Morrison, he got it. He said that Van Morrison really got it. He said that Van Morrison was the real blues guy. Now, Van Morrison's white, right? John Lee Hooker's black. So my dad will bring up this fact all the time and be like, this white guy got the stamp of approval from this black guy. You know what I mean? He says it all the time. He's so jazzed on it. You know what I mean? He's like, this guy, he got it, man. He got it. And I just think man, my dad was really happy that this one fucking white artist got the black guy stamp of approval. You know what I mean? He was fucking jazzed about it. He says it so much that I just, I know that he just thinks black people are the shit, because it's he never tells me about, some white guy getting a white person stamp of approval. He's just like, no, John Lee Hooker, he gave Van Morrison the stamp of approval. It's almost like my dad's getting hyped that John Lee Hooker gave Van Morrison the N-word pass. You know what I mean? Or something like that. So I just think that's kind of goofy, but I love you, Dad. You're the best. Life goal of mine was to become friends with a French person and then hear them talk in a French accent. I don't mean Quebec. I've heard that enough in my life. I could take it or leave it, whatever. I'd probably not leave it. I like Quebec accent. I want to keep it in my life. I mean a French from France where they talk like this. Oh, life is shit. I only smoke cigarette. I am a nihilist. We must all drink wine and devolve the system. Fuck the rich, eat the rich. We are all shit. You're shit. Like that, I am France. We are from France. And I always wanted to have a French person in my life who talked like that. Finally came true for me. My homie at work, he's fucking from France. We were chilling, and he's like, I started to do a French accent. He's like, you call that the French accent? I will show you a French accent. Life is shit. I like wine. And he just did it. It was great. It was so great. So that was just a little bit of a moment of pleasure for me. It was fantastic. And of course, his French accent is obviously miles ahead of mine. I don't even want to say because it's natural. It's not it's not the way he speaks when he speaks in his mother tongue. He's putting on a bit of an exaggeration, but it's just exactly how I wanted to sound. It's just life goal, bucket list, fantastic. Cam girl shit. Dog. Friend of mine started camming. Fucking A, get that money, you know. How much did she say she make? I think she said she could make like, what was it? Oh fuck, I don't remember. I gotta get the numbers from her again. But the thing I like the best is that she would just be like, she was like, I don't know the site she goes on, but she does like, she would start in like a public chat room, and then she gets like tips in the room, and then if people want to go private, they have to like pay per minute or some shit. I don't fucking know. But then she said she would just try to, if they went private, she would just try to talk to them for as long as possible. Like she wouldn't just jump into like, you know, the fucking intense shit. She would just try to milk them and talk them for a while. Just be like, you know, like, oh, like, what do you want to chat about? And she said, you know what? Which I think, like, some people might say is sad, but I think it's just kind of regular. Is like, she said a lot of dudes just want to talk, which is kind of sad, you know, that people have to like pay online to get it. But on the other hand, it's like, I don't know. You know, it's like, yeah, it's tough. If you grew up, if you're like a fucking weirdo and you grew up with some mental stuff and you don't really know how to make friends, or maybe you're alone in another country and you just need a connection, like, I don't know, I get it. I would never do it because that's fucking embarrassing and disgusting. No, I'm just kidding. But like, you know, I understand why people would feel the need to go on there and get that shit done. And yeah, but anyway, she said she would just like talk to them as long as she can just to milk them for their cash and get it done. It's kind of depressing, really, now that I'm telling this story, but I just thought it's just cool to know a person in the industry doing it, because a lot of people talk shit, especially now during the pandemic. A lot of girls are like, I should start an OnlyFans. I should do this. It's like, well, fucking do it, pussy. You know what I mean? So, that was Things I Hate 29. I'm fucking starving. I haven't eaten all day because I've been eating eggs like nonstop, and I'm out of cheese, which go great with eggs. So, you know, can't eat eggs, scrambled eggs on their own. You need cheese. I don't know. I hope this fucking, the fucking pulled pork should be done real soon. I'm going to fuck that shit up big time. And, yeah, and then my homie's going to come through and play some music. So anyway, that was Things I Hate 29. I love you, babies, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.